Hello and welcome back. This is video number 2, and this is what we call the ladder. And the reason why we call this is because this is going to be the actual blueprint of the backward funnel method itself. So essentially what this is a bird's eye view of what the ladder is. So you can kind of see all the way above what exactly this is going to look like. So basically what we want to do is we want to start out with the one-time offer 3. This can be one-time offer 4, one-time offer 5. It's just the most expensive product within your one-time offer. So this is kind of the end goal and the end in mind. Now, I'm not going to explain too much detail because I'm going to do that later and it'll make more sense. So we start with that, then we move backwards to the one-time offer number 2. Then we move backwards and we go to one-time offer number 1. And then we move backwards and we go to the front-end offer. And then, of course, we move backwards to becoming the freebie list or list builder. This can be your lead magnet, things that you give away to build your list. Now, if you are using, a specific strategy of a sales funnel strategy that isn't exactly like this, that's fine. You can do this to kind of get an idea of what your products and services are going to look like. So for example, if you wanted to add downsells, you could do that. Typically downsells are half of a one-time offer at half of the price. So more on that in just a minute. Let's talk about what creates creative or writer's block, because if you understand what does this, you will be able to speed the process up, not just for product creation and product funnel creation, but for everything else that might be blocking you as far as taking your innovative idea and making it happen. Here's what happens. Basically, the way your brain thinks. Part of your brain thinks logically, grammar mistakes, structure, things like that. Then the other part of your brain thinks creatively, innovative ideas, out-of-box thinking, things away around the problem, and things like that. Now, oftentimes the reason behind writer's block, which essentially is the same thing as product creation block, is when you try to combine the two. So when you try to think logically and creatively at the same time, they clash and they create writer's block. So for example, what typically happens is you get this amazing, innovative idea. You're like, oh, I'm gung-ho. I got all these ideas. I want to make it happen, right? But then you start thinking how to format it, how to structure it, how to fix the mistakes along the way. Now, what happens there is they clash, and when they clash, you forget about the creativity and you think too much about the logical formatting, structure, and things like that, that you lose your idea. To combat that, oftentimes what you need to do is you need to think creatively first. Just put everything on the piece of paper. Don't even think about mistakes. Don't think about grammatical mistakes, structure, or anything like that. Just let it flow creatively, put it all on paper, and then you can structure it, you can systemize it, you can do what you need to do to organize it later after you have spilled everything out that's, creative. So that's what kind of creates product creation or writer's block. If you can kind of think creatively first and not even think about the grammar, the mistakes, or anything like that, what will happen there is you will allow yourself to speed the process of creating products, writing books, or whatever you're trying to do, or whatever you're trying to achieve much faster. And that brings us to video number 3, which is called The Biggest Mistake.